God, it's enormous.
Dumped snow last night, howling wind, and the tent was like shaking. You got one! Yeah! Good morning, everybody. It is about 7:30 in the morning and we are jumping off on a 5-night trip here in the interior of Algonquin Park. We're heading for the Nipissing River. We're gonna be in some pretty remote backcountry areas. We got my brother Ted with me, and we got Sean James of My Self-Reliance is gonna be joining us at least for day 1 of this adventure. So yeah, we're super excited to jump off and do a little fishing. Wow, what a day. All the planning and prep, a lot goes into it. Sometimes you're like, why am I even doing this? Especially for the first trip of the year, but then you get on the water and you're just like, oh yeah, this is awesome. This is what it's all about. Oh, we got a moose. Well, we made it to the first lake here. Man, what a beautiful day. Probably going to be the warmest day of the trip, but no wind in the forecast, so we might get hammered by black flies. They're already starting to come out just as the day gets nicer. But yeah, we got to cross this lake, and then we got a long, windy, wiggly, twiggly river to follow. A couple portages until some big portaging starts to happen, and then we get into some really good trout water. So we're kind of going to push through this section and wait till we get to some better spots before we start fishing. Well, we have the first portage of the trip, other than from the truck to the put it. Back on the water. And a beautiful stretch here, but this is kind of a long, wiggly, twiggly stretch of a river we got to get to before we get to a lake. But I felt good on the portage, you know, it was a good little warm up for sure. Next one's, you know, getting close to a mile, so that'll be much more of a test, but I was feeling good.
Breather line, puts it up.
So now the hardcore portaging begins. And we have a 400 meter, immediately followed by a 1300 meter, and then an 845 meter portage. North is very upset that he's not up with Callie. He wants me to speed up. North, stay. He's considering jumping out of the boat so he can run along the shore to catch up to Callie.
John would have had a cabin built by now.
Doing everything in 2 trips. If we didn't have our camera gear, we could be doing it all in one trip, but me and Ted brought a lot of camera gear just to be safe. You don't want to run out of batteries out here when you're trying to document it, and what if we see like something amazing and we just can't film it. Probably brought more than we needed, but it just makes us feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. Whew. Big hill here, very big. This is really hard. Just trying to pack lighter and end up just like whipping a bunch of things in because I was running out of time, and brought extra batteries because I was scared to run out of batteries, and paying for it right now.
It's just kind of...
North likes the portages because they're just a fun walk for him. Hey North. Good boy. This thing, no, we just have to pull over here. Whoa, North, stay. Crazy how deep it is here, look. It's fun, eh? Good boy, come on. This little stream actually meets the other stream I'm gonna portage into, but it just gets so wiggly twiggly and so narrow and goes on for so long. You're better off to portage from one to the other before the confluence.
Sean's already there. Maybe he's got a gourmet meal cooked up for us already, and massage tables out to rub our backs.
We got an 850 meter portage here though, so it won't seem so bad after the last one that was 1,300 meters or whatever, but still pretty hard. It's late, we're hungry and tired, but we're gonna bang it off, and hopefully that will put us in some even better trout water and we can just load in when we get there. So fingers crossed, but no time like the present. Well, a good dog on the ground worth three in the saddle, no matter where you're from. There's been many good dog who've been friend to a man, but Sam was the greatest one. He was a hound of hounds, he was the wonder of all walkers. He loved howling at the moon, he loved treating that raccoon. But most of all, he was my best friend, and he's gone too soon. That was the last portage of the day. Tough going, but every day on this trip is going to be pretty tough with portaging and some significant upriver travel too on our second last day. So better get used to it. But to be honest with you, you do kind of get used to it a bit. And first day seems to be the hardest, and then I don't know, your body just accustomizes to the work. Well, we've caught up with Sean and Callie, because that's our campsite there. He says he's caught a few fish, and good Lord, he's got a log cabin built too. Man, this guy's advanced. You landed 5? Dude, that's amazing. Yeah, good boy. What's this?
For sure. I actually said to Nate 3 weeks ago, we went out canoeing on the Oxtongue River, and I said, we're going to get hammered on our trip, for sure.
So we just had a really nice fire, awesome meal. Sean cooked up some bear steaks. I cooked up a beef steak and we enjoyed a lot of delicious fried brook trout, which is just awesome. It's always the first one of the year that tastes great. Mine got a little charred there on the skin, but man, was it ever good. Ted actually ended up catching a couple here and ended up out fishing me by the end of the day. Yeah, the fishing's just gonna get better from this point on. However, we're scared because we're feeling fairly broken. This is our like first big trip of the year. Ted's, you know, horribly out of shape with breadstick legs, and I could probably be pumped a little more legs myself too, because yeah, they're feeling a little tender, but I feel good. The air smells amazing, and I'm excited for tomorrow for sure. But yeah, the day after tomorrow, we're gonna have over double the amount of portaging we had today, which is kind of concerning, but really awesome to be at this site again. Really awesome to just hang out, just have a few laughs, and I'm gonna go to bed. 99. Okay, we are on the water, probably about 8:30, which isn't ideal because we really wanted an early start because we have a lot of portaging to do. I remember last time we did this river, we were like about broken and hypothermic when we got to camp, and today we have like an extra 5K to paddle and an extra 2-kilometer portage on top of that. We have some easy rapids today. Hopefully the water level is high enough that we can actually run them. And then I have 2 long stretches of rapids, including Allen's Rapids, which is a huge portage. So I'm hoping that maybe we can come up with a plan to try to not have to portage all of them. Anyways, it's pretty action-packed. Okay, we are at the confluence here of Loontail Creek and the Nipissing. We made it to the Nipissing River, baby. Oh, should have just paddled up here. Over. Now we have a bunch of short rapids that hopefully we can run. You can't catch brook trout in the Nipissing River. There's something wrong with you. However, I'm a little concerned that we haven't even got a bite yet. This looks like a good little fishing hole here. Bit of a bushwhack here, but at least we can get through without having to drag through the alders. Well, the rain has picked up substantially again. Thought it was going to die down after the morning, but no such luck. It'd be nice to catch a fish so the pressure's off, but we've decided that we're gonna, you know, we fished a bit after the first portage, and we decided that we're just gonna try to make some distance until the next rapid, which hopefully we can run and then fish there a bit. Yeah, that's a good point. Ted's saying maybe this will bring the water level up in Allen's Rapids and we'll be able to more easily get through it as opposed to having a portage. Okay, North. I think we could just run this one. I would. Decided to run this. It's super shallow, so I hope I don't trash the canoe. Well, definitely lower water. Ted's lining it because his boat doesn't have such a durable bottom. North, hey bud. North's swimming out to me. It's okay, North. Come on, here, North.
There's two portages before high view.
So we just keep going on as best as we can and we'll get there. Good boy, North.
It looks fine up until that big rock where it turns. I can't see.
Well, we are cheating the portage again and just waiting this sucker. Last time we ran these, but the water's just a little too low. Hey, North, meet us at the end, boy. Just kind of using the current to ferry the boat as I hold on to it, and using the boat to hold my balance. That's the way to do it, because you just don't have to scout, and then it's faster than running it, you know? And if you could run it, then you jump in, you know, you start lining. I think we're gonna just fucking run everything, dude. Run and fish along the way. Speaking of fishing, maybe we should fish here. Yeah, got one. Well, not a beast, but I'm on the board with a beautiful little trout. Look at the colors, gorgeous. Well, we should probably be moving on, but we just started catching fish. And Ted caught a nice keeper. And I've got two little ones that I threw back. I'll take a few more casts here because we caught 5 fish here. Ted caught 2 keepers. Mine were a little small. One probably I could have caught, but I like to send them back, let them grow sometimes. That's a lot of fucking water in my boat. Well, there's another one. Just past a good spot here, and we haven't been fishing for a while because we're trying to make time. Yeah, this looks like a good spot. Ted's got one. Oh, I got a good one. Feels pretty decent. Yeah, good one. Yes, a good one. We're eating tonight. There we go. A huge minnow in it. Look at this huge minnow that was in it. Yeah. Woo, there's a ton in here, dude. Saw a bunch darting around. Yes. Oh, nice. Ted's got a big one. Lift it in, lift it in. Yes, Ted, good idea to stop here. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good one, dude. This one's no joke, buddy. This one is a good one. Oh no, it's not that good. Still decent. Yeah. Yes. Here we go, baby. That's what I'm talking about right there. Let me see what you got. Cause like all these,
like this little one is so
dude, those are great.
Dude, this spot is the best spot yet.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, me and Ted are a little bummed that we have to rush through some of these honey holes here. Like this one, I run the rapid first cast, I'm on a fish. Now Ted's got one. Okay. All right. So we think we can carry past this sketchy first part and then maybe run and wade the rest. There's supposed to be a cool cabin along this stretch too. All right, I'm doing it. One thing about doing this portage, it'll hopefully warm us up a bit. But it's damp, and you know, you're wearing your rain gear, so your clothes get pretty damp under it, especially when you're portaging. And when you're just paddling or sitting around, you get cold. Woo! I think we just go for it. Well, the portage around this kind of really bouldery chute, we couldn't align that. And the portage continues. There's no notes or anything on what the rapids are like. So we're just gonna risk it and load the boat here. And hopefully whatever else we come into isn't as intense as that and it's manageable and we could wade it or line it or run it. We'll see. We're taking a bit of a risk, but no risk, no reward. Well, it's 5:30 in the evening and we're just approaching Allen's Rapids, and our campsite isn't for 3 kilometers after it, and Allen's Rapids itself is a solid 2K. So we're gonna try to wade it because the portage is 2140 meters and we probably wouldn't make it to camp if we had to do that. So fingers crossed the water levels and the conditions allow us just to wade it. North, you gonna run the rapid? Whoa! Dogs are just amazing. They just know how to front ferry naturally. Well, just taking a break here. Made it a good ways down Allen's Rapid. If we had to cut up to the portage trail, it'd be like way up this hill. So it's basically out of the question. And yeah, it's been really deep and swift, and dangers are that your foot gets stuck in between 2 rocks and the current pushes you over and you can't get your foot out. Something to be careful for, but you can kind of use the boat as like a cane to balance on. If you fall back, you can pull up. If you fall down, you push down on the boat. We made the right decision here in skipping the portage, and sun keeps on wanting to peek through. So with any luck, I don't want to jinx it, with any luck, we'll get to camp decent enough time and fry up all those chunky trout. Well, I jumped back in and there's a calmer section before the last big drop, but we've been at this for a while and we're only halfway done and it's 7:15. So it's looking like we're not gonna get to a campsite till like 8. Probably the longest wait of my life. Yeah. You having fun there, buddy? Well, I think it's safe to say we did it. We made it through Allen's Rapids. That's one of the largest consistent wades I've ever done. That was crazy. Tiring, but still a lot more fun than portaging. In the boat, North, come on, in the boat. Good boy, good boy.
Not the friendliest takeout, I suppose.
Holy, this is slippery. Ted got some wood, got into some dry clothes. I'm gonna clean up some of these fish. I'm just gonna gut them and we're just gonna fry them whole. That is a pretty darn good catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All good size.
Want some with your ice?
No, I don't have any room for noodles
Yes,
after all
you
this
do.
fish.
What do you mean you don't have room for noodles?
I gotta eat like 20 pounds
You
of
don't
fish.
have room for ramen? Ramen might as well be cotton candy. I do not have room for it. You put on some weird survival tip. Riley doesn't want any noodles.
We just finished up a feast of trout. The fish cooked really well, kind of tasted smoky, and cooked a little slower too, which is just so good. Speckled trout or brook trout is just the best tasting fish. So tomorrow's actually going to be the hardest day of the trip by far. Off the hop, we have a large portage on the Nipissing, and then we're jumping off the Nipissing and a ton of portages, string of big ones, including one that's about 2 miles long, to get back into Burnt Root Lake. So by the time we get there, we might be bleeding, all our clothes torn and crawling, but we're gonna do it. So tomorrow's another day. Night, night. Woke up at 5, but didn't start getting ready till about 20 after lying around for a bit. And I think both of us just, it's hard to face the realities of what we have to do today. 3 long portages, 2 particularly long ones. So, with any luck, we'll be rolling into camp just before dark again, and pretty broken because these portages are between lakes. They're not portages around, rapids that we can potentially line and wade like you saw us doing yesterday. This is called a breadless bacon sandwich. You don't get all the carbs from the bread. Well, North is just acting weird this morning and limping and wouldn't get up. I went over and fed him some bacon, and he seems to be in some pain and discomfort on his back leg. So I don't really know what happened. Maybe something yesterday. He seemed completely fine waiting, along the rapids and stuff with us. But then after that, he might have gotten tangled in some alder bushes or something. I don't know. Yeah, he's kind of whining a bit and stuff like that. So anyways, we're worried because we have so much portaging today, and it's like the worst day for him to get injured. So we're just gonna have to help him in and out of the boat and slowly walk with him on the portage trail, maybe even carry him depending what he can do. But looks like his hip or something is sore. On the water at 8, and we're just paddling through a magical mist right now. Well, North seems to be comfortable in the canoe, sitting and lying down, but sometimes when he's walking, you can tell that he's just in discomfort. So I'm just feeling super, super concerned about that. Stuff happens. I know it's not my fault. At the same time, I feel kind of like there's something I did or shouldn't have done, or when did it happen? Beautiful morning though. Everything would be pretty much perfect if it wasn't for that. Just making me feel stressed out because I don't know, are we gonna have to carry him on the portages? Man, huge log jam. I'm just stuck on it right now. That's the first little part. And then up here, it's just an absolute show. It looks like a portage. Oh man, this was not anticipated. It's also horrifically deep right here. North, lie down.
think it's lineable.
Maybe. Almost 4 kilometers of portaging right now in front of us. I believe we have to leave the Nipissing River behind and start a long string of portages. I don't know how much we're even gonna be able to film because we're gonna be in such a rush. So hopefully the next scene, you see us still alive in one piece, maybe bleeding, bloodied, exhausted, sweating, torn clothes, maybe no clothes, tattered, curled in a ball, but you see us on the other side of these portages, baby. I see water. I see water. Yes, baby. Yes. We made it through many, many kilometers of portaging, and we're at a campsite here before dark. North took the prime real estate.
Oh, he's a good boy.
Feeling a little bit more energy now after getting everything set up. Got a nice fire going there, and I think I'm gonna cook up some dinner and climb into bed because I'm tired. I just pinged popular YouTuber Xander Budnick on my InReach satellite texting device, and he's asking if we're gonna be at a particular lake tomorrow, and in fact we are. We're gonna be camping there, so it's looking like it might work out that we would meet up with Xander for the evening to fish. Hopefully we aren't as broken tomorrow as we are today. Once again, I made my cowboy coffee in an Nalgene bottle. Give it a spin, a little whirl. Like a rock guitar, that's what you want to do. Yeah. North seems to be doing maybe better than yesterday morning, I would say, but he's definitely still injured, and it's just causing me a lot of concern and anxiety. Anyways, we're both really concerned for him, and we're giving him extra bacon and extra pats and all that kind of stuff. So today should be a good day. We're starting off with a couple of portages, including one that's, you know, getting close to a mile long. We should be getting into some good fishing as well. There's lake trout in these waters now too, so there's a chance we might be tangling with some much bigger fish. Well, we're just trolling across Robinson. Beautiful island with some big kind of rocky outcrops. Just really cool campsite there too. And saw some suckers actually at the base of a dam, and saw a bunch of suckers as we pulled up to the short portage we did just before getting to this lake. Good boy. We made it, so that's like another 1,400 meters. Pretty quiet, not a soul in sight. That was a tough portage, but It's looking like there's not much wind and it's too cold for the black flies. Barely a ripple on the lake. Awesome conditions. About 14 kilometers to paddle now. Hooked into something here. Yeah! Come to Papa. Picked up a fish here. I'm thinking probably I can creep up the side of this and then wade up the rapid and skip having to portage. But it's gonna be hard. It's hard to tell because of the current, but it seems like Ted's hooked into a pretty good one here. But he's fighting it upriver. It's an upriver battle. Oh, it's big. It's big. It's a brook trout. Stay calm, stay calm. I saw its tail. It looked like a really good sized fish, but Ted just got on a little honey hole. I was casting and wasn't having any luck because I was blocked by the tree. Well, Ted jumped out to this mid-rapid boulder and just smashed what looks like the best fish of the trip here for sure. Oh, it's a lake trout. No, it's a big brookie. It's a good size, dude. Yeah!
Oh,
Nice, dude.
bud!
Nice.
Woo!
Landed it. We got a long way to paddle still and we got to meet up with Xander. But yeah, we're gonna have a good trout dinner tonight. So huge morale booster. Go tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Xander Budnick!
It's Xander Bodnick! Whoa! Whoa! What are you guys doing out here? No way!
Well, we did it. The mission for the day has been accomplished. Catch a fish, do the portage, paddle the lakes, meet up with Xander Budnick at a beautiful spot. Awesome. Didn't see a soul all day, nobody at any of the campsites. We have these last two large backcountry lakes all to ourselves. Pretty amazing. Okay, hi Xander.
Hello.
Hi. So we're here with Xander. Are you up on a hill there? You're a tall dude.
I'm almost as tall as you.
No, you're on a hill. I'm in a
You're
gully.
on a hill too, man.
I'm in a gully. How could we both be on hills?
Should we go on a flat
Yeah,
spot?
sure. Let's go other way. Let's see how that looks. No, down a little more. Down into the gully. Into the gully with you. There you go.
Are you guys both in the same tent?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Head to toe.
Shut up.
Good, dude. We both each have a full ground pad.
You're both in the tent.
Yeah. Good. Well, we are at the end of day 4 here on this adventure, and easily the best campsite of the trip. Ted and I have a beast of a day tomorrow, and Xander thought that it was pretty much crazy what we have to do tomorrow, and he might be right. So hoping to get an early start. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow starts off with, guess what? A back-breaking portage. Then we're gonna head upriver for many, many kilometers. I think almost 20 clicks. A little elbow grease, we should be able to make it. So stay tuned, and nighty-night. Morning, Xander.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. You have a good sleep?
What's up? Great. Yeah, I drank a whole like half a liter of hot chocolate and passed right out.
Cool.
It's a miracle.
Well, we we are all packed up. Xander just pushed off, and it's about 7:45 in the morning right now. So getting a decent start up at 5:30, and we're starting off with a portage that bypasses a long, narrow stretch of rapids where there might be some good fishing in some of the little eddies and holes along the way. North seems to be doing like way better this morning. No whining, no whimpering. So that makes us feel a lot better, but we're still going to be, you know, babying him and trying not to let him run around and stuff like that. So I pulled out my InReach again this morning and turned it on just to shoot Tori a note to book North a vet appointment. And I saw a message from Tori come in that says, "We got the camp in Northern Ontario." So that makes me very happy. I wasn't sure whether we were going to get it, whether all the stars would align, but it looks like we have bought the place. So that is my announcement that I'm making now, is that our family has a cottage or a camp or a cabin, whatever you want to call it. They're all called different things depending what part of the country you live in, but it's pretty much my dream. Growing up at a water access cottage and spending much of my time there is really what connected me with nature and made me learn about boats and paddling and portaging and fishing and all the things that I do now. It just made such a difference to me, and I'm really fulfilled because of what that is going to offer our kids. It's going to give our kids that experience. So yeah, I'm actually kind of getting a little emotional right now about it. And when I saw the text come in, I welled up and I gave Ted a big hug, and Ted was just like, okay. It's maybe a little bit awkward, but I don't care. Stay tuned for the Baird family's cabin adventures. Just about to jump off on a big trip. We are at Naturally Superior Adventures here, an outfitter in Mishipacotton, Ontario, and they're giving us a shuttle on a forest access road to the put-in for the Dog River. We got Max Budnick, Xander Budnick, Brad Jennings of Explore the Backcountry, my brother Ted, and Cam out here, Brad's buddy, and we are super pumped for this trip, but also feeling a little scared because the Dog River is a super advanced, in fact, expert level whitewater river. It's considered to be the maximum of what is possible to paddle in a canoe without having to use a whitewater kayak. So we're super excited about it. We have about 4K of flat water paddling till we get into the serious whitewater section, and then it's going to be crazy for about 5 days. Just approaching the first real rapid of the trip here after a lot of flat water, and it looks pretty gnarly. So I feel like water levels are not as low as we thought they might be. So this should be an interesting run, but we're gonna jump out and have a look, and hopefully we can actually run it. I think we should be able to. Looks like we'll be good to run this one. It's like a class 2, which means essentially means like pretty easy, but not like really easy. So you got to be careful.
Time to get into it.
If it's not. Yeah! Woo! Woo!
done?
Portage on river left 150. They said it was just a rock garden. Okay.
But it's pretty intense, but you don't run it, and there's a good place to camp there. We might make it a little further, but
4, 5, 6. It's about 7K from now.
yeah, so you know.
And it's 3, so we could probably make it down there by like.
We'll see how everybody feels. Personally, it's just whatever everybody else wants to do, you know?
Yep.
Came down a really nice little meandering stretch with some big rocky outcrops and ran a few more pretty easy rapids. And we're heading for a place that Ted and I actually have camped in the past. It's a nice site, but to get there, you gotta deal with some challenging whitewater. So we're still not gonna get off easy today, but within the next few clicks, we should be making a place to camp, and just fingers crossed that we get into some fish when we're there. Technical rapid, not like big water as in big wave, but technical as in narrow slot canyon, boulders to dodge. Super fun. Okay, everybody, it is time to turn in. It is the end of day one of this adventure. We banged off about 17 or 18 kilometers, but in the coming days, doing 5 kilometers or even less will likely be a lot more work. And we found a nice place to camp. There's, nobody's camped here anytime recently, so we ended up making a fire pit and cooking up some food. Tomorrow we're starting off with like what looks like an intense rapid, giant truck-sized boulders littering the rapid, and huge waves and all that. So I'm gonna turn in. I think everybody had a great day, and looking forward to a well-deserved sleep too. I slept in this morning. I think I was the last to wake up, even though I was the one trying to get everyone to wake up earlier last night. But yeah, I guess with just the white noise of the rapids, it's hard to hear anyone milling around. So I didn't get up till like 7:45, which is like a record for me in lateness of getting up. Before too long, I'll be pounding my oatmeal, because it's oatmeal or no meal out here. And we'll be on the water, and immediately we have what looks like a raging rapid. So I'm kind of scared, kind of excited.
All right, let's see it. Oh, he's going so slow. Yeah.
Oh! Forward, paddle forward, paddle forward. Oh. Okay. So I'm gonna run this sucker. It's a bouldery rapid, and so it looks like I'm gonna kind of have to bomb over some rocks out there. More water in there than it it looked like, eh? All right. We all scouted it for a while, and there's a kind of a couple slightly different lines that would work. I thought I was gonna maybe go over some rocks, as I was saying there at the beginning, and turns out I didn't. I just basically dodged all of them, hit a big pillow, had to do a little maneuvering, and just freaking nailed it. Felt great. Well, we are now at the brink of a waterfall that looks like it's probably 30 feet high or something like that, maybe more. Looks really impressive. These guys are gonna jump out and go check out, see if there's any semblance of a trail. This river has not traveled much, and it's only really traveled in the spring, so I remember there just being no takeout. What does that look like, Xander?
Yeah, boy.
You see the trail? Okay. Looks pretty fresh, eh? Whoa, cool falls. Okay, well, gorgeous little canyon, well, big canyon we're in right now. Fortunately, there's a big enough eddy here just carved out of the side of this rock for us all to pull up here. I'm about to run a class 4 and I'm feeling pretty nervous because it's pretty intense. Your thoughts?
It was fine. I'm happy I did it.
Got my rod in here. We're just in a tranquil stretch of river between two raging rapids. So far, so good. The rapids have been fun. Water level's maybe like a smidge low, so there's more boulders and we're grinding over some, but to be honest with you, it's like maybe a little more fun and less terrifying than if the water was high. Well, we're gonna go scout out another rapid here. The top looks like fun, you know, class 2, some big waves, but there's some crazy stuff a little further down that we wanna walk down and take a closer look at. And there's up in the tree trying to see what's through there. Max is coming, eh? What? Max is gonna go run it, he said.
Right here. Yeah, there's boulders at the end, Jim.
So Max tried it and dumped. I don't really know exactly what to think. I don't think Max really got a good look at the very last ledge, which is just like boulders everywhere without really way to go through it. I'm gonna run left of this big boulder and then yeah, straight down. All right, baby, here we go. Always scary to run a rapid right after your buddy dumps on it. Nailed it! Yeah, just push them like this. Hey?
Man, I swore we had that.
Look how gorgeous this is here, eh?
I think this is the campsite.
Oh yeah? You wanna go check it out?
On those wicked sets of rapids.
Yeah, without
So
feeling
much
pressured or rushed, it was just fun.
Yeah.
You know, like I think we called camp at a good time. Like we're definitely a little early. If we could do 2 more rapids, maybe that would have been perfect. Even just 1, but like, yeah, no, it was good.
What was
Great
the
day.
rapid of the day? That triple drop?
Triple drop.
Triple drop?
Yeah, for sure.
Triple
No
drop.
doubt, no
That
doubt.
was the bomb, man. Everybody nailed it.
Dog River, day 3, pushing off. Oh, we are on the water, baby. Absolute beauty of a morning. Sure not making me want to go all out beast mode. Just took a few casts while waiting for these guys to put in, and no luck. You'd think this would be a good stretch, trying in the shallows for pike. We got a long class 2+, and at these levels, it's gonna be real bouldery. So when you have these rapids that are 2 kilometers long, it's almost impossible to scout the whole thing and remember your line. So you're gonna have to make some reactionary choices when you're out there. Just scouting this rapid and it looks manageable. Definitely some boulder dodging, so I'm gonna stay right at the top, then get left, but then it peels around on a tight right-hand corner. So I should get out and go and scout it and just make sure there's nothing sketchy, you know, a ledge or something right around that corner. You always want to be careful for blind corners, but it looks like we have a runnable rapid here, which is exciting. What do you see there, Xander? It looks like a obvious portage take-up. Well, coming up, we have a class 5. So that's gonna be a portage. Pretty long one too. As you can see, this is real interesting. pretty dangerous actually. There's basically a cliff we have to portage up. So everybody had to take turns getting their bags and their canoes up one by one. But we're up now, so that's good. I'm gonna bomb like the middle wave.
There's a rock in the bottom of it, eh?
Oh yeah? Here's, we have another ledge. Basically just like little waterfalls we're running on this thing. Did not go as planned. I got a little too aggressive, a little too much confidence. I've been nailing these runs, and I just basically bombed into a hole and hit a rock that flipped me. A little bit of a humbling experience, but all is well. We just ran the rapid upriver and came right around the corner, and there's a big waterfall. Mist coming up, thunder. That's why you don't want to dump. You got to be careful about what's below you. Just walked in front of the main drop of the falls, which is a pretty sketchy part, and now we have what is a very interesting put in here. There's a bit of a traffic jam of canoes because we can only really put in realistically one at a time. The trail goes like this and ends in a sheer cliff that drops right down into an eddy below where I think there is some current. So we're essentially going to have to lower the canoe and gear down this cliff with ropes. Very interesting. But if we finish this, we should be getting to camp before dark. Who knows, maybe with enough time to catch a fish, but it's got to be 6:37 right now. I can see the sun going down. So we don't want to push this part. We don't want to hurry because that's dangerous, but we kind of want to hurry a bit. No dilly-dally. And this is the put-in. Down there and then off of a sheer cliff.
You can stay out of the way just in case it starts barreling down, right?
Yeah. Tell the guys about rocks.
Just like that, watch it! Wow. Throw rope broke.
This thing might not float.
Really?
It's gonna take a hell of a lot of duct tape.
He says it's gonna take a lot of duct tape.
And Cam's boat took a ride, bashed the front end. We had to lower everything down one by one, which took a long time, bags, and then clamber down ourselves, down ropes to get past this last drop. We have another obstruction down here. Hopefully we can line it, and we're 2 clicks from the coast, but looking like we're gonna make it, hopefully. You think it's paddleable?
I can get us home.
Stopped here at Denison Falls mid-portage trail, and so we all threw our bags off on this tough portage and walked along the rocks beside the falls and just kind of took it all in. There's actually another great vantage point from down below, and the falls even drops down more, but this is the main brunt of it here, so pretty freaking special spot, but we still got a lot of portaging left in front of us. Bye-bye, Denison Falls! You're a beautiful but cruel mistress. is safe to say that we survived the Dog River. We are at the mouth. All the rapids and falls are behind us, and I am just pulling up to a big sandbar on mighty Lake Superior, and look, I see a bald eagle. Unbelievable. It's a beautiful evening, and what an adventure. That's all I can say. Awesome, awesome adventure. Beautiful river. Well, I probably should be setting up my tent and collecting firewood. However, it's kind of prime fishing right now, and it would be really nice to have some fish to fry up. So I'm gonna walk over to the mouth here and take a few casts.
I solemnly declare that this is the finest group of men I've ever known.
Sleep.
Cool.
We're here! We're here, honey! We're here! Oh my God, honey, it's so beautiful! You know what we're gonna do now, honey?
Take our shirts off. Woo!
Yeah! Woo!
It's very warm out.
Which bedroom is yours, Hudson? Well, we made it to our new camp. Man, it was a lot of work getting everything together because we're more or less moving in. There's a few things here, but a ton of stuff to take. And we brought it all out in a full boat load, and we drove the boat out here some 23 kilometers to our place. It just felt awesome to see the place for the first time when it's actually ours. We're excited to sort of just explore the area. Huddy's already been in the water, and it's a sweltering hot day. I'm looking forward to jumping in the lake, to be honest with you.
Good blow, Dad. Good blow. Go on.
We should go cook dinner though. Let's go see what Mommy wants us to do.
Me too. I'm hungry too.
Well, we saw a big one. Did we see a big one jumping?
Yeah.
But we didn't catch it.
Nope. I'm hungry.
Okay, we're gonna go get some food going.
Yeah, me too. Oh,
Good jump.
well, I'm okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yummy, yummy. Oh, can you help?
Good job, Leslie.
Well, we're going fishing. So hot, too hot to like do anything other than chill on the beach today, but it cooled off a bit, and we're heading out to a place where a tributary pours into the lake, and we think that might be a good spot to fish. We'll see. Well, we found what turns out to be an epic waterfall. I knew there was waterfalls here. I didn't realize it poured right into the lake. And we're gonna try to get within casting distance of the falls and take some casts in here, fish for bass and pike. Oh yeah! Woo!
Whoa!
Yeah!
Nice!
There we go. Fought pretty good. I thought it was bigger at first, but there's a little bass. Lift it in, sweep it, yeah! You're crushing it. Tori's out fishing me brutally. ding. Oh, oh, that's a big one. Net. Oh no. Oh, bring it over this way. Yeah! That's the biggest one for sure.
Yeah!
Let's get back to our new house.
Let's get back to our new house.
We better cook it.
What did he say?
Better cook it first.
Yeah. Nat, come on. Yeah!
Getting on
Look at that. Oh, well, there's a decent one. Not as big as Tori's, but, you know, good eaters. We're catching numbers and good eaters, so I'm happy. There's this wacky rig here, and you put an O-ring on the end, store a few there, and you roll the O-ring up, and that gets it onto the perfect spot for the wacky rig. And this is how, and then you put the hook under the O-ring, and you lose a lot less of these, and less plastic goes into the lake. Not bad for our first time fishing our new lake. Nothing huge, but some good size ones and a lot of numbers and all good eaters, so pretty amazing. Gonna have a big fish fry tonight.
Hey, go Dad.
Did you catch a fish?
Yeah.
Pinch it really tight, really tight. Okay, hold it.
Good job!
Yeah. Okay, throw it back in the water. Good job, bud. Yeah! Huddy.
Thanks.
High five, buddy.
We've been fishing here for a little while, caught enough fish to have a big feast, so we're gonna head back home because it's getting lots of fish. Hudson woke up and was just like, whoa! He saw the stringer of fish we caught. Tori just crushed it with numbers and everything. So yeah, so far our first little exploration trip on our new lake has been just absolutely magical, ridiculous. So happy times. We're gonna put the birch bark on the bottom, right?
Hello.
Very good.
I like clockwise.
Good job, bud. Come here, put it by the fire.
It's so milky.
Oh my goodness, Hudson.
Good toss, bud.
I am so impressed.
Hudson, we're really proud of you.
Hey, yo.
You want to get this down?
Yeah, this is my camp. Why?
We don't want to get the skin with this kind of fish.
Might be a little hot. Take a little test bite. Yummy? How is it, buddy?
That's good.
Good?
Yeah.
One today, Huddy says, and I believe he would be right. We got a strong wind cooking in here, and way out on the bay we have some big white caps. We're planning on basically putting the canoe on the boat, driving through the chop with that, and then trying to portage into a back lake, or we might be able to paddle into the lake via a narrow stream. However, right now it doesn't seem like the best day for canoeing. It's not that big. Look at that.
Well, off the dock is pretty good. Hey, Hud, what did you think?
Fun.
Amazing! Well, the wind has picked up. We're not going in the boat. We were gonna go swimming and then go for a hike, but we just decided it's too late in the day and we busted out this big floaty thing and we're just gonna chill here. So we're windbound, so I'm gonna have a windbound campfire pilsner and sit in the water, man. This is awesome. You know, I'm just reflecting a little bit, and we were thinking this was gonna be you know, a lot of work right off the hop, and there's still gonna be a lot of work to do on the place to get it dialed, but really it's just been like fun in the sun, cottage life, and it's really shown me that I thought, well, you know, I'm gonna get this place and it's gonna be this fishing cabin and hunt camp and place to film content, but I've realized just now it's so much more because it's just amazing family time and the kids are just thriving out here, loving it. Wesley's sitting in his little wagon, the waves are crashing through, he's just laughing hysterically, loving it, just like absolute bliss. Well, so far so good, and yeah, we're making our way in here, no problem. What do you think, Huddy? Is it a nice day?
It is a nice day.
Sure is. What else do you want to do today?
I caught my feet. I caught my feet.
You did? Can you believe we have a cottage here?
No.
Is this real? Can you believe that I just woke up in the middle of the night and found this place?
I know, right?
Do you want to come sit on this thing? On the orange thing?
Uh-huh.
Do you want to sit? Whoa, are these jumping cliffs? Oh my God.
Oh my God. Look at Daddy.
Wow.
Look at, I want to look.
Are you kidding me?
I know.
I just feel like crying. Wow, what an absolute treat. We knew this lake was going to be pretty, but we didn't know it was going to be just insanely awesome. Just rugged cliffs with overhangs everywhere. Yeah, amazing fishing. It's hard to, we're just kind of fishing for bass, maybe the odd pike, because that's about all we can muster with having the kids. They don't really have the staying power to like troll for lake trout and stuff like that. And also just bass is usually the fastest way to catch dinner too. But yeah, this is really beautiful. So we're just gonna pick a spot and pull over and have a bite to eat and maybe take a dip. But yeah, this is really epic. There's a couple fish just cruising by here. Our one's a decent size, look. Got it. Yeah.
Can I touch it?
Of course you can.
It's wet. It's wet. It's wet. It's wet. It's wet.
Okay, touch it. Want to kiss it? Kiss it. Okay, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Just sight fishing from shore here on our little lunch break spot, and managed to come up with this nice size smallie. So I think we're going to take that one home for dinner. There's that little kiddo.
There you go, buddy.
Okay, we're pushing off. Awesome little bit exploring this lake here, and beautiful lunch spot.
Look at Mommy.
Wow.
Look at that crevice going up he's pointing out though, eh?
Wow, yeah.
Digging hard, push. That's it, that's it. No, get that paddle in the water and push the boat forward. Now we go back this way. See?
Oh.
Yeah, and then you pull back.
Okay.
Okay?
Let me do that.
Okay.
Just around the bend, buddy. Ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our prominence, philosophy, Hakuna Matata.
Starting the day off with a long rapid. Starts as like a class 2 boulder dodge and ends in like a pretty intense class 3. Then we have 2 more obstructions today, which might be runnable rapids, and then I think some of these portages around the waterfalls, maybe one we could run, one we have to carry, but I think they're going to be incredibly beautiful with eskers and everything. So I'm just really interested in just looking at the scenery that the Hood River here has in store for us. A lot of this in the approach, very long rapid. The hardest part about running the challenging parts is the lining up properly to it. Super fun, some big waves, took in a bit of water but no problem, and then proceeded to land a bunch of beautiful trout. Now we're back on the river. We have some swirly currents here and potentially some class 2s as the river takes a tight bend around this corner. Could be a 3, but I don't think so. Anyways, yeah, just awesome. Looks like the day's getting nice, some high pressures rolling in, gorgeous canyon pouring in here. Very awesome, beautiful, inspiring country here with these huge hills and eskers. Canoe Falls we're approaching right now. This one is like apparently a couple runnable, intense but runnable rapids, but from what I hear from the research I've done on this river, you don't want to run them because they're immediately followed up by a giant waterfall that is just something like 25 meters long. So if you were to dump, you couldn't you might not get rescued, might whip over a falls to a sure death, and minimum your canoe would go over and be smashed to bits. So we're probably going to run them. Just kidding. We're going to go have a look. Maybe we can line them because it's low water, but probably we're going to be doing 2 more portages here. Well, we scouted it out, gave it a good scout actually, and we decided we're just gonna run it just because at these water levels it's like just maybe barely a class 3, and the water is not nearly as pushy going up to the falls. There's 2 ledges before the falls, and I don't think if we dumped we'd even get pushed over the 2nd ledge. But still, we are running a rapid right above a 25-meter death waterfall, which always amps things up a little bit. The hardest part to this is going to be turning into it, I think, at the very top. Perfect run. Had to miss like a big hole there at the top. Was a little trickier than anticipated. Here comes Ted. Well, I finished the portage, put my bags down by the water like we were gonna put in and paddle away, but it was late in the evening and I walked up to look at the falls and found this beautiful flat area. There's some evidence here of Inuit people camping back in the day. Likely this has been a camping area for a very long time, and it is absolutely beautiful. We're camping right by this falls. So I'm gonna catch a fish. I'm too tired to do much fishing because the portaging took longer, it was harder than anticipated as usual. But we're excited we could run those 2 rapids instead of having a portage though. So yeah, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go take a couple casts and then we're gonna eat fish, we're gonna eat some dehydrated food and have a nice evening. Hopefully get to bed before too late. That is a thing of beauty right there. Look at that. But it's a little too big to keep, so I'm gonna let that beauty go. basically did our morning routine, climbed out of the tent, breathed in our surroundings, a little bit of drizzle of rain. Looks like we might get some rain today. And took down the tent. I got my cowboy coffee going, and I swapped out some of my barbless trebles for just barbless single hooks. Well, it's that part of the day again. We have not exactly rushed out of camp here, and that has to do with this being hands down one of the most beautiful campsites I've ever stayed at. But we're gonna get going because I'm sure there's more amazing things to see downriver. We do have a rapid coming up that is gonna be like a challenging and hopefully runnable rapid, but that might not be till tomorrow. There's this other tributary that we kind of wanted to hike up to explore a bit, but now we're thinking, you know, everywhere around seems amazing to hike and just, you know, look over in the next ridge, follow an esker, see if you can see some wildlife. And we're thinking that maybe we just get ahead and hike somewhere else because everywhere is amazing. And we're just gonna get going. Looking forward to seeing what the day holds. Well, that was really cool. Came around the corner and I saw it pretty far away, so I tried to paddle up to it. And by the time I got close enough for a shot, it was midway through, swimming through the river, which was awesome. And then it kind of ran along the bank there a little and went up the hill. Well, Ted and I pulled over there at the Right River, and now we're actually heading up onto this little plateau here because we think there might be an old Inuit historical site, some tent rings, who knows. So we're gonna check that out, and we're gonna hike back towards the waterfall for a bit and just check out the river and then push on. But it's already a neat spot, and this waterfall is just unreal. So this is the only thing around here that I think might look like some sort of old tent structure. Definitely has the appearance that it was placed here by someone. Almost looks like petrified wood. Back in the day, the Inuit used to camp in skin tents, and they'd use rocks in a circle around the outside to hold the tent down, much like we use pegs today. And then they'd leave the rocks in that circle, so the next time they got back to that campsite, they'd all be there. And so you can still see those tent rings in a lot of places in the far north. There's grayling here too, I can see them. Yeah. Dude, there's like 10 grayling just cruising past me. Oh, but the lake trout came in and hammered it. The Lakers are aggressive feeders. I was trying to pick up one of those grayling. Man, it's hard to make distance when there's so much fun stuff to do all the time. Grayling don't like me. Look at the fins on this one, Ted. God damn it, how does anyone ever make it anywhere out here? Oh, see you, buddy. So hard to pass up an epic spot, but at the end of the day, you know, sure, we could have taken more time, I suppose, but how much longer do I want to be away from my family? And whatever the case is, there's never enough time to do everything. You know, we're already doing this river in, you know, 2-3 days less than we could if we pushed, if not more. Well, this looks like a decent enough place to camp. Beautiful stretch of river, canyons, but you know, not very many camping sites. And this is flat. It's kind of in the floodplain, but as long as it doesn't hammer rain endlessly, I think we'll be fine.
Hotty see, hotty hot, hotty see you so warm and so snuggly and chocolatey. Hotty see, hotty.
So right before bed, let's just take a cast. Maybe I'll catch a grayling, maybe a big grayling. And you know, I think it was 2 casts in, and just wham, my line was being pulled out. Something, I knew I had something big, but then I saw this big splash in the water, and as soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, this is something special, dude. What the this line is frayed too. Oh my god, dude. And then it screamed, it ran my spool down, it ran a bunch of line out, went down river, and I basically had to run along shore to kind of catch up to it as I was reeling, or it would have, you know, broken me off on some rocks or headed down this rapid that's down river, and I would have lost it. Holy, that's a pretty big fish.
Dude, that's probably the one that ate the grayling head, you know? Oh my god, it's enormous! Oh my god!
Got it. It'll be fine. Yeah, there's the, looks like the grayling head in there. Oh. Woo!
Wow!
Yeah, baby.
Wow, dude, nice fish.
Woo!
Yeah!
Woo!
Yeah!
Unbelievable, dude.
What a fish!
I should have been a cowboy. I should have learned to rope and ride. Carrying my 6-shooter, riding my pony on a cattle drive. Stealing a young girl's heart, just like Gene and Roy, singing those campfire songs. I should have been a cowboy. Do, 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 do. Back to my old ways, stirring with my cold steel SRKC. I've been stirring with my spoon just because I'm slowing down a little in my older days and not doing the crazy things I once did. No grinds today. Okay, wait a minute. Three grinds. And that's because of the air guitaring, spinning, but mostly because of the cowboy song that I sang. Back on the water today, got a strong wind, but it's looking like it's a tailwind. Turns out that yesterday, when we did a little bit of a closer inspection on the map, paddled nearly 40 kilometers and we pushed late into the evening, so we're getting much later start today than typically, but we're caught up and then some. So we still got to make it 21 kilometers a day on average, not counting the 2 days we've allotted Portage Wilberforce Falls. Just saw a big beautiful bull caribou, probably the biggest and healthiest looking bull we've seen. There's a tinge of forest fire smoke in the air, seems to be blowing here with this west wind, so maybe to the southwest of us, or far to the west where the tree line comes up further north. There's a fire. It could be extremely far distance away, because we are very far away from the closest tree at this point, that's for sure. We are at the beginning of Wilberforce Falls. It was honestly an emotional feeling for me to round the corner and look out and seeing that mist coming up and being like, there we are at Wilberforce Falls, this place that has, you know, intrigued me for a couple of decades at least, that here I am and I'm gonna get a chance to soak it all in. Well, here we are at camp. Ted's snapping, just kidding. And it was by far the worst weather day of the trip. That's not saying much because the weather's been good, but still it was pretty bad. Like really, really strong headwind, borderline untravelable.
Was it this bad?
Not that bad, but still pretty bad. What movie's that from? Tell me in the comments. Yeah, so right now we're getting water onto boil and getting the tent set up. Like I said, I ran up, changed my clothes right away. I'm trying to get my other clothes dried off on these bushes here, but we'll see how well that works. And tomorrow's gonna be basically spent all day exploring this area, which is breathtaking, but portaging around this massive falls and canyon. That looks like a lot of food. I made too much pasta, which means I brought too much, which means I have more food than I thought. I also screwed the pasta up. Didn't have enough water. You have to boil the water, then add the pasta. I added the pasta, then boiled the water, so it just turned into like some sort of like stew. Maybe the pasta sauce was so good that it saved the poorly done spaghetti noodles. Anyways, yeah, gonna walk the food barrel off. Absolutely epic moonrise here. Like, how cool is that? I'm spinning the moon on my finger. Whoop. Oh. Yeah, so I'm gonna walk the food barrel out and crawl into the tent. There looks like bear poop or a tundra grizzly. Looks old though, but not that old. Well, we're a good bit into this portage around Wilberforce Falls, and there's no trail, which isn't so bad because there's no trees, but the tundra is really spongy in places, which is exhausting to walk on, and through the bushes and stuff. We haven't gotten near to the brink of the falls yet and it already looks super cool, this canyon. I saw some It looked like grizzly bear poop too back there. I just got dive bombed by a peregrine falcon. Clearly its nest is around here somewhere. We're taking breaks here along the Portage Trail because to walk along the rim of the canyon, at least for this part of the Portage, is next to impossible. So my bag's way up there. But we just don't want to miss any of this stuff. I dropped my bag and we walked down here to take a closer look. Looking at it, it's just spellbinding. It just gives me like a deep inner peace. It's really cool. This is easily one of the coolest things I've ever seen. The best route, I would say trail, but there's not a trail, so the best route of travel doesn't really go right up to the canyon, at least where the waterfall is. So Ted and I dropped our bags and walked down and hiked along the edge of the canyon for a bit and got right up near the waterfall there, felt the mist, saw the rainbows and just soaked it in, and just incredible, more amazing than I ever imagined. Look what Ted found. A lucky rabbit's foot that looks like it was taken out in the winter too. Oh, wait a minute. Is it a ptarmigan?
Maybe it's a ptarmigan, yeah.
Lucky ptarmigan's foot. Yeah, so we're just scouting this out here. We'd portage around the falls, carry our gear to the end. We're gonna camp midway through. We're just walking back for another load and just get down this tight little runoff coulee and just lower our boats with ropes and put it in the canyon down there and bomb the rest of it. So that's what's going to be on the docket for tomorrow, and it's going to be epic running Whitewater with these towering cliffs on both sides, but also dangerous. It'll save us probably a solid 3 kilometers of portaging the canoe though, so it's not without benefits, and the fun and the scenery, the beauty of it all will be well worth it. And look what Ted discovered here. We found out why that falcon was dive bombing us earlier, and we found its nest with 4 healthy looking small falcons. They look pretty freaking big to be falcons, but it's got to be what they are. Okay, well, I just finished the portage here, long portage actually, and it's not even halfway. So running the lower part of this canyon will save a lot of time and effort. But it looks like Ted's already headed down there because he already brought his canoe to this spot yesterday, and he's gone down this deep, steep slope down to the river, to the canyon bottom, and I'm about to do that too, but it looks pretty interesting. Down the canyon. Well, here we go. We're jumping into Wilberforce Canyon, whitewater run that we could only scout from hundreds of feet above. So we're a little nervous but excited, and it's already crazy beautiful down here. Well, here we go, baby. My boat feels a lot tippier because I have no gear in it. But it'll be more maneuverable and I'll be able to take in less water on the big waves. But yeah, it feels tricky for sure. But I'll get used to it pretty quick. Whoa, this is awesome! Crashed his drone.
If it crashed back behind, it's just gonna sink.
Right.
All of my footage for days and days.
I just switched a card.
Why didn't I switch my card? Not to mention it's so valuable, but I didn't switch my card.
Whatever, we have my footage, it'll be okay.
Days of shit, man.
Yeah. Nice. Wasn't as hard as it looked, eh? Yeah. It looked pretty hard though, eh?
Yeah.
Still technical.
You know why? Because this looked like a way stronger eddy than
yeah. What did we say with this one? Down the right?
I think so. Some rocks in that last one, eh?
Yeah, on the right, on the left. It looks pretty straightforward. Part of the canyon this is. Wow, the river's super deep here. Got another rapid coming up. Could be Arctic char in these waters. Is the canyon. We just ran Wilberforce Canyon. Yeah! Okay, so we made camp at the base of Wilberforce Canyon. After I went back and did my 2 trips, and Ted and I grabbed the rest of our stuff after running the canyon, it was pretty late, so we decided just to camp here and found a pretty nice sandy spot on a gravel bar. And it's just about perfect out right now. The wind died off. Ted's cooking up some fish, and yeah, we're gonna eat and have a nice meal. So today for dinner, back to one of my personal favorites, which is Thanksgiving dinner dehydrated meal. One of the most delicious and easiest dehydrated meals to do, because all you really have to dehydrate is the turkey, and the rest of the stuff you buy dehydrated and mix it all together. So I added dehydrated turkey, which I buy canned, and then you buy instant mashed potatoes, and then you buy stovetop stuffing, and you mix the instant mashed potatoes and the stovetop stuffing together. I usually keep the dehydrated turkey in a separate bag, and then I also add craisins as well to it, and it looks just about like that. So that's the craisins, the stovetop stuffing, and the mashed potatoes. Ooh, okay. What kind of seasoning we got on there?
We got salmon seasoning in Old Bay.
A mixture.
A mixture. Trout and Arctic grayling. This trout was going to die, so we kept it with a small, but it'll be delicious. And then, of course, for some added flavor, a little bit of sand. You always want a little sand and everything.
Good, cleans out the bowels.
Nice to cut this one.
After paddling the canyon yesterday, we left our boats at the top of a challenging rapid that immediately follows the canyon. This rapid, easily one of the most intense rapids of the whole trip. Looks like a solid class 3. So feeling a little nervous, but should be about a straight line going down. So here we go. Feels great to be on the water. It's always so much work packing up camp, all the little things that to do with filming and packing the boat and everything, but as soon as you get on and you start cruising with that current, and you're like, oh, this is just so worth it. This is a lot of fun, but these bouldery rapids can turn out to be more intense than they look like from upriver, and to pull over and scout all of them is next to impossible. So you gotta just do your best and try not to Dump, dump, and pin with gin. Bouldery rapids, we just paddle right in. Never are we even scouting, cause we just wanna paddle in. Dump and pin. This just feels like a magical day on the river, because it is. We do have a portage coming up. It's called Ragged Rock Portage. And this is where actually Franklin camped in 1821. Explorer John Franklin on his first overland expedition, where everyone starved to death pretty much. And then they kept making it up this side of the river and then crossed at a rapid much further upriver that I commented on as we passed that way. So pretty cool. This is Hepburn Falls, and it's where Franklin camped right around here in 1821 on his first overland expedition. And it's a beautiful site, but not a very good place to camp. So Ted and I are going to take a few casts here, and we're going to move on downriver, and we're going to head for a river mouth, a river called the James, and probably post up there for tonight. But really beautiful site. Imagine in higher water it would be crazy raging. I'd be probably underwater right now. As we were watching this caribou that just kind of trotted out of the beach, the same one that was on the site here or in this spot when we showed up to camp, was all of a sudden like in front of us, and we were watching it. We walked up, and then it kind of got a little spooky and sniffed the air and bolted. And I'm like, started looking around for like predators. What's it scared of? Like what was that all about? Well, Ted and I, a couple of minutes after that, walked around the corner and saw ripping fresh grizzly bear tracks walking right like this. So essentially, as Ted and I were observing this caribou, a grizzly bear walked out of the bushes from behind our tent, walked right behind our backs, and then swam across the river, and we didn't notice it at all because we were watching the caribou.
Yeah, we're sitting there like,
yeah, and that's probably why the caribou was out here in the first place, you know? We're gonna try to get to our pickup location a day early. So today we have to, bang off a pretty decent amount of kilometers. I don't know, maybe like 30 something. paddled some winds to cross the river because the hike to the Arctic coast is shorter from this side of the river than from the side we're camped on. I feel like once we, you know, see the salt water, touch the salt water, then our mission and the trip is truly over. I got a message from our Floatplane pilot on my Garmin InReach just saying that all is still on track for our pickup tomorrow, which is great, and the weather has improved here substantially. So tomorrow we might get a bit of rain, but if the pressure is in general a little higher and we're not such a low ceiling and gusting winds, they should be able to fly, and we might not have to wait it out, but things could change for sure. One thing about this hike too is that the odds on us seeing a polar bear are pretty high. In front of me is the Arctic Ocean. We've done it. Yeah! Well, our plane showed up sooner than we thought, and he's circling, trying to look for a place to land. We're hoping it's not too shallow, but we're kind of panicking because we weren't quite ready. I don't know. I think our floatplane might have left. He landed. He must have landed over here. Oh my God, I just had a heart attack. I thought he had to turn away. There he is. Well, that was a little concerning. He couldn't find anywhere to land, and he had to land well out of our sight. And we thought maybe he left. And we were really concerned, but it wasn't a great place because the such low water everywhere. And I was able to run out and basically grab the plane before the wind caught it. And the good news is it's only bad like this around the coast, only for about 15K. So we'll have no problem as long as we could get through this heavy fog and mist and stuff. We'll be fine for the rest of the flight. So the pilot didn't seem too concerned at all, which is awesome. Anyways, we're just loading up the plane now. Before too long, we'll be in the air. Welcome to Up North Adventures. This is an Outfitter and Whitehorse Yukon, and this is a jumping off point for all my big trips in the Yukon. And they're letting Tori and I install this special seat that we had made for Wesley. And with any luck, after some running around in town today, we're gonna be jumping off on a 12-day canoe trip down the Teslin and Yukon rivers. High five, honey. Hey, bud. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, we are on the water. We managed to get everything fitting. Wesley was woken up from a nap and he's not too happy about that. Hudson's helping paddling. He's doing a really good job pushing that water. Good job, Huddy. Whole family traveling in a canoe just like they used to do back in the day. Well, the current has picked up river has narrowed. We are about 3.5 kilometers from the put-in, and I'm just looking at the map, and the river here veers well away from the road, and we are going to be in the wilderness. This is a remote trip. We've selected a river that's easier because we have the kids with us. And you know, let me tell you, when you have the kids, an easy river doesn't necessarily feel so easy, just because little anxiety, making sure the little ones are safe. And at the end of the day, you need to be self-sufficient out here, because sure, it's an easier river, but don't let that give you a false sense of security. The water's cold. We have little kids. Stuff can happen, so you got to be smart and be prepared. At that time?
I think you're very happy about your new seat.
Dad, wake up! Dad, wake up!
It is about 5 o'clock. Hudson's clambered up into the bow and is hanging out there with Tori, and he's been just doing so good compared to our trip last year. Like, so much more like engaged and not getting bored. And last year there were some challenges. Just having a bigger canoe also makes everything great. Just kind of, when we got in this, we were a little worried, is there too much weight? But it seems like we got things pretty dialed, and the river is a lot easier than the lower Stikine so far anyways.
All right, well, we made it to camp. It is very hot out. I feel like it's maybe 27, 28 degrees. But it's a nice spot here. It's one of the high water sites. So it's kind of in the bush, but it's clearly well used. Jim and Hudson are going to get water from the river to rehydrate dinner and to start filtering water with the gravity filter. All right, here's that far corner. Yeah, it's huge. I can't even reach the top when it's set up.
They got some more dew on it.
Oh my god, this sauce is so good.
Look at me, I'm gonna do something. High five, Mommy.
That's a lot of food, babe.
It is a lot of food, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
High five, Wesley.
Is this chicken pot pie?
Yeah.
Bam! Yeah!
Yeah.
So, today was pretty good in the end, eh?
Yeah, we got on the water at 2
Yeah,
and finished at 6.
yeah.
I saw something on the map that says Riffles.
Really? Coming up tomorrow? Remember, that's it. You gotta let go when you throw it. Here. Reel it in. Mommy, look. Reel it in. Mom, look. Reel it in, bud. Reel. Yeah, come on, reel it in. Yeah, you got one. The kids slept in, Wesley particularly. I don't think he had the best sleep last night. And so we pulled him out and put him on the ground pad by the fire. And he woke up once the sun had come over the mountain. It warmed up quite a bit, and he woke up to the crackling fire in a very happy mood. So I came to snuggle him, and then North and Huddy all piled on as well, which was awesome. Me and Huddy went fishing first thing this morning, and Huddy's really learning how to cast with his push button rod. And he actually landed a nice Arctic grayling. There's not too many fish down here, but we managed to hook into one, so that was pretty cool, and that was an exciting start for the day for him. We have quite an interesting day planned for ourselves today. Looking at our river notes, the next high water campsite is a solid 50 kilometers away. Yesterday we did about 31 or 32, and we need to be averaging 35 kilometers a day in order to make it to the takeout in 11 days at Carmack's on the Yukon River. Good news is that we're going to be hitting a stretch of the fastest current on the Teslin River. So that stretch of current should give us a little push to make things easier. But either way, we're going to be getting to camp a lot later. What time is it?
12.
Oh, we almost got away before noon, but then Tori got caught up in a Category 5 bungle.
There's a lot of bungling going on.
You have to hold the button and then let go. Okay, look, hold, back, let go. Watch, and then reel. Here, buddy, reel.
Bye.
Reel. Eddie's got one. Okay, no, keep reeling, keep reeling. Keep reeling, round in circles, round in circles. Circles, circles. Keep reeling.
Keep reeling.
Bring it to Daddy. There you go, good job, bud.
What about you, Wes? How many fish did you catch, you little cutie patooters? You're trying to catch them with your bare hands.
Okay, here we go. We're coming up to a rapid. Yeah, let's get right. It looks like shallow on the left. Yeah, and then after this, there's one called Roaring Bull Rapids.
Okay, Huddy, you gotta sit. You gotta hold on tight. Look, look what's coming.
Looks easy, but an easy rapid when you have your kids in the boat feels like a lot scarier.
Big leg.
Woohoo! That's what I call a fun rapid.
Yeah.
Big leg was fun.
Well, that's fun. Catching a fish as a family, running the rapids.
All right, we're coming into the bend just before Roaring Bull Rapids.
Well, why don't you tell us how a roaring bull sounds?
Ah!
Roof. Roaring Bull Rapids coming up.
Was that it?
Looks like that was it. That's not too raging bull.
More like a nursing calf.
And more of a nursing in there.
Yay! Wesley, was that fun?
Wow, we're heading for O'Brien's Bar. It's not an Irish pub. It's a gravel bar, and there was actually an old gold mine there many years ago. So basically we're going to check out an old gold mine and camp near it. Hudson? Hudson? You're hiding behind the paddle, aren't you? How else would the paddle be just suspended there with a tuft of hair coming up from the top? Get ready or not, here I come. Oh man, he's hiding again. Where is he? I hear him laughing. Do you hear him laughing, Mama?
I do.
I hear him laughing. Wait a minute. There he is. He's behind the paddle.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. I see you.
And here we come.
Yeah. So I think this is it.
I can't see him.
Yeah.
The bugs are pretty bad right now, so I'm just gonna spray Wes because he's just a sitting duck, aren't you, buddy? We'll just get all of his exposed skin. Sorry, buddy. Here you go.
Thank you.
No, like. Hey, Dad, can I play with the soap with down?
What? All right. It is end of the day here on day 4, and oh, there's bats flying above, and Huddy was told that we have to be quiet so you don't scare the little bats. Sorry, Hudson. We paddled 50 kilometers today in a decent amount of time, but we're staying up a little bit later, and Hudson's decided he didn't want to go to bed and joined us by the fire. We made it a decent distance ahead. Really awesome day weather-wise, and looking forward to what the rest of this adventure has in store. You can already see the kids benefiting from it so much. Hoping to be on the water before noon, which is always a bit of a challenge, but doesn't take too much effort. There's a good amount of taking care of Wesley and Hudson and playing with them and stuff that needs to be done because it's demanded of us. So that takes up a bit of time, but hey, we're out here to have family time and a family adventure, and so that's all part of it. So yeah, we're gonna try to bang off, I think, about 40 clicks today and get to another beautiful campsite. It's been really, really awesome so far. We are on the water, baby. Yeah, buddy.
Play Fred the Frog.
Not right now because I'm paddling, and then we can play Fred the Frog. Cool?
I'll play Fred the Frog.
I know. But Daddy has really far to paddle today. Daddy has to beast paddle. Do you know what beast paddling means? It means he has to paddle like this all day for the rest of the day, or else we won't get to camp on time.
Did you have a good nap, sweetie?
Wow. Beautiful.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, you had a good day today, bud.
Happy boy. I pre-made the sauce, Dan noodles. Ignore the peanut butter. There's no peanut butter in this. I got two mixed up, so hopefully I did it right.
Whoa. There you go.
Okay. Okay, what is this?
It's called Dan noodles.
Woo. Ha, I told you. Oh.
Spicy.
It's got me right in the back of the throat.
Well, it appears that another day has come to an end. Hudson demanded pancakes for dinner, and to be honest, the dinner that we had was a little too spicy for him. And it was a little too spicy for us too, Dan noodles, but it was good. But I powered through a bit of them, and then Tori actually basically watered them down a bit more. and they're good but spicy. Right, Wes? Just doing a little standing every day. We just let Wesley stand up a bit and let him practice a little bit of walking. He can't walk without any support. But Tori's just inflating the ground pads. I'm just hanging out with Wes. I think I got the better of the jobs there. And I'm exhausted, so next thing I take the food barrels off and stash them in the woods, good distance from camp, and turn in for a well-deserved sleep.
The vlog.
Hi. I'm for the vlog. How are you doing today? Ah, Ghosty! Run! Run! Scary! I'm scared of the ghosties! Ah!
I set the vlog for your back.
Oh, the ghosties are here! Ah! Hiding in Wesley's head!
We only have about 26K to travel today, and with any luck we'll be done the Teslin River today and we'll be on the mighty Yukon River. Just an incredible river, long-standing, obviously First Nations history, long-standing history from the gold rush. That's the way that people got into the Klondike gold rush. They came up through Alaska, through the Chilkoot Pass to Lake Bennett, which is the extreme headwater of the Yukon River. And of course the Yukon River flows all through the Yukon and then completely through Alaska. So people took it through what's now Whitehorse all the way to Dawson. We're only going to canoe a small section of it until the next community, which is Carmax.
Okay.
Are you going to get in the canoe or?
Yeah, well, stop pulling it away from me.
Are you scared to get your tootsies wet, honey?
I don't want to get my tootsies wet yet.
Coming through a really beautiful stretch here. A few islands, big bluffs, and a good current.
Honey, there's the rainbow.
Whoa! This is the best one I ever seen.
Double rainbow!
That's the confluence of the Yukon River. We made it to the Yukon River! Woo!
Yeah! The Yukon River!
Yay!
We have completed the Teslin River portion of this trip, and we are officially on the mighty Yukon River. Look at the current. Does it look strong, Tori? We still have about 165 kilometers to go to get to our takeout at Carmax. Look at that. Oh, we made it to Hootalinqua. What a cool spot. So excited to be on the Yukon River. There's all kinds of cool historical relics around here. An old cabin, an old telegraph station. When the telegraph line got out here, was built in 1900. Originally, Hootalinqua was just like a meeting place for Northern Tushone and Southern Tushone, as well as Tlingit First Nations people that I guess would meet up, trade here and stuff like that at certain times of year. And when the Klondike Gold Rush happened, then it became one of the Maltese. Eventually the RCMP started to try to establish a presence here. Look at that. What do you think that is?
A horse ride.
Maybe.
Oh, you can't go in.
The bottoms of the boat are so flat.
Wow.
This is part of the wheel?
This looks like something.
Yeah, or maybe they just took the wheel off. Oh, pretty swift. Oh, got it. Oh, got it.
I'll get you this time.
Okay. This is a very nice moment of the trip, not only because the kids are sleeping, but no, it's just beautiful weather and just cruising with the current. Awesome scenery, I love it.
Look, I'm going right there.
Oh, I see it. Okay, man. Here we are at this beautiful remote lake. Lake's a good size. We have the whole place to ourselves. We got a cabin on a private island and we got a beautiful day. So yeah, we managed to wrangle the boat. I found the motor. It was in a shed and I brought it down, got it on the back of the tinner here, and we are out on the lake and we're gonna do a little bit of lake trout fishing. I got the rods rigged up, and in these waters here in the Yukon, the law is single barbless hook. These are conservation waters, and I think there's a good chance you're gonna see us catching some lake trout. Why don't we go this way?
Is that over there?
This way here. Hooked into, oh, it looks like a big pike actually. Yeah, woo! Nice pike. The question is, how do we keep it and eat it, or do we let it go and try to catch a lake trout? Pretty good looking pike there. I know. Oh, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Woo! Well, that was a nice pike. Maybe I should have kept that. That was a nice amount of meat on that guy. Great keeper. Happy with that fish, but yeah, was going for Laker, so still gonna try to get a Laker. I got Huddy sleeping in the front. A little wait forward helped. Gotta get fish for dinner. We're doing fish tacos tonight. Huddy's sleeping, so I have zero excuses if I don't catch anything. Here I hooked into something. I don't know what it is. Could be a pike, could be a lake trout. Looks like a pike. Oh, it just saw the net. Don't spook too much there, bud. Small pike, but it's a keeper. We just caught dinner, baby. Woo! There you go. That's our little keeper for today. Nice little gift there right at the end. And I was starting to think, oh, I still have time left, but last thing I want to do is go home empty-handed, you know. Tori will never let me go fishing again. Well, I just take the fillet off. Gotta be super careful when you're a dad and you're feeding this to just turned 3-year-old that loves fish. We're gonna have double that amount of meat. Should be perfect for fish tacos. A long, long time ago, there was a volcano sitting in the middle of the sea. And I'm here with you. I hope that the earth, moon, and stars are. Well, here we are. This is day 3 of our adventure in this freaking awesome fly-in camp. So we had a delicious bacon and eggs breakfast this morning that I whipped up on the propane cook stove. We got the fire and the sauna going, but never ended up using it. So that's definitely probably something we're going to do today, is check out the sauna. And wouldn't doubt it if you saw me back in the boat today. Well, Hudson says he thinks it's not safe here, and I think he's right. The waves are pretty big, and if they get any bigger, I might start taking in some water off the transom. So it's too windy for my anchor to even catch here. So I think we're gonna reel in and fish the other side of the island where we're a little more protected from the wind. Oh no! Oh, it got off. It was a nice lake trout. Ah! Damn it! We lost it. It's okay, buddy. Oh, it's a big pike. Looks like it's a big pike. Oh yeah, it's a good sized pike. Good sized pike. It's a keeper. Oh, it's freaking out. Yeah! Yeah! We got one, baby. So pike. Wish we had that lake trout. That's a good size though, eh, Huddy?
Can we keep it?
I think we're gonna keep it, yeah. That's bigger than the one we had yesterday. There it is.
It's gonna swim away. Yeah!
Yeah, nice fish, bud. Looks like the waves died down. It shouldn't be too bumpy. Oh my god, I just lost another one. Brutal. Oh, that was a great big fish, man. That was a lake trout. It was probably,
Another one?
oh, maybe. That was a lake trout. It was probably huge. Ah, I'm devastated. I've never lost so many fish in my life before. So many big ones. Like, I don't know what I could do differently there. It's okay, bud. It's okay, it happens. We'll catch another one. Oh well.
Well, and I will.
Oh, Huddy has one. You have one.
What?
You have one.
I have.
Oh yeah, it's huge. Is it a lake trout? It is. Yeah! Yeah, we got one! We got a lake trout, bud! Yeah! High five! Yeah! Woo! Woo! Yes, baby. That is a beauty. Look at the fins. We got some fish north.
Hug it out.
Good job. Can you carry this up to Mommy? Okay, carry that all the way up to Mommy.
Why? Mommy, I got a fish.
Hi. Wow. Okay, wait. Stay outside because I don't want to bring that in yet. Yay! Way to go, honey.
Daddy, mommy, can you?
I will take it, sweetheart.
Okay, take it.
Yeah.
What's this?
This is tummy? Yeah, this fish has nothing. This fish is hungry. Usually they have something cool in their tummy. This one's got nothing in there. The fish in this lake, I've never seen lake trout with coloring quite like this. The top of it, the back of it is like an emerald green, which I imagine they've evolved this way, and they sort of match the water, but yet their fins are a bright orange color. Well, it turned out that Tori had actually had moose stew planned for last night. I thought we needed to catch these fish or we weren't eating, but that's tonight. So I saved the fish and we're gonna eat that fish tonight. We're just loving this experience here at the cabin. It's just been more amazing than we thought it was gonna be, so pretty cool. When I was a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy. Well, it is about almost 5 in the evening. Tori and I just hung out at camp today, had a fire. It was actually really nice weather-wise. I cut a bunch of wood, replaced pretty much everything we burned in the sauna and in the cabin. I jumped in the boat and I'm gonna troll down to the south end of the lake because I haven't been there yet. And I'm gonna look for the Yukon Quest Trail and see if I can't go for a bit of a walk with my shotgun and get a couple of birds. Well, that didn't take too long today. Got something here. Oh, it's a nice laker. Oh, baby, come to mommy. Yeah! Woo! Yes! A nice lake trout. My luck has changed. All right, look at this. What a beauty. Woo! My luck with the lake trout was just not good earlier in the trip. And yeah, first fish, quick little troll, bam, nailed one today. Feels good. All right, got something else on here. Don't know what it is. Oh, it's a huge lake trout. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come back this way. Yeah! Woo! Oh yeah. Oh, and the hook just pops right out. Look at that. What a treat. Come to Papa! Oh my God, look at the colors on this thing. Looks like an Arctic char. Yeah. Woo! Look at that. Unbelievable colors on this lake trout. Isn't that something else? Hey. Oh, look at how red that is. Orange. Sun's out, baby. Doesn't look too nice down there or over there, but sure is nice here. So I'm just having a blast out here. The last full day of adventure out here, and looks like I just picked a good time, I think, to come out and start fishing. Yes, bud. That's what we caught yesterday. Oh yeah. Good job.
That's some more.
Is our ride out of here. Well, she's all said and done. We got everything packed up today. We cleaned up, we swept, we mopped, we did all the dishes after a great breakfast, and we are ready to get out of here. It's been an amazing 5 days here at these cabins owned by Up North Adventures. Reach out to Up North if you want to check them out yourself.
Hey, bud.
And I'm looking forward to the flight back on the de Havilland Beaver. All right, should I jump in?
Yes, sir.
All right.
It's back there.
And we are about to take off, head back for Whitehorse. Here we go. We made it! Wow, what an adventure. Spending that quality time at the cabin together and all the adventures we got up to between the fishing and just relaxing and fires and good meals. Amazing time. Back in Whitehorse for our next round of adventures. Well, this is the first of our last 10 days here in the Yukon, if that makes any sense. We started the day off with a delicious bacon and eggs breakfast. We're just basically going to finish eating. There's a trail around here that might go up into the Alpine Tundra, and we're going to take the side-by-side up there. But first, I'm going to ratchet strap the kids' car seats to the side-by-side and pack a lunch and head off on our way.
Okay, did it.
That way?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, we finally made it out of the cabin, and we are all in the side-by-side. Yeah! Leslie's all smiles. We got North in the back, Tori here, wishing she brought another jacket because it's getting a little chilly.
Just my ears. It's just my ears.
Just her ears. And it is a beauty freaking day. We're not exactly sure where this goes, so I got my Garmin GPS and InReach on me, and I'm setting a breadcrumb trail, but we're pretty sure it goes up a mountain, up into the Alpine Tundra, over 1,400 meters, which is pretty exciting. This here looks like maybe it was a open pit coal mine, mining a vein of coal right through here. And here's a little flattened out area by the trail where they would have backfilled vehicles. We made it to the mountaintop and it's beautiful up here. Barely a shrub can grow because this is Alpine Tundra. You know, you could explore this area probably for days by ATV, but I think we're gonna head back now because we're looking forward to having a nice bonfire, and yeah, tomorrow's another day, but pretty big success. Love it.
That's good, yeah.
Epic, huh?
Dad, who caught this?
Mommy bought it from the grocery store, buddy. So today we're packing everything up to get ready to ship it cargo tomorrow.
This basically is wrapping up our adventures in the Yukon, and the memories that we've made since we've been here have just been so extremely special. All the little adventures that we've done as a family, even with a little bit of fear involved sometimes, but always figuring it out, and just the smiles and the laughs and all the times together are just literally has been just like the best 6 weeks of my entire life. again and again, we're just reminded that it's worth it. That's worth the work. And it seems like the things that are like the hardest to do as a family end up being the most rewarding.
Yeah!
Cheers, bud. You okay?
Cheers, Mama.
Cheers.
Cheers, Mommy and Dad.
Here I am at camp. Essentially what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spend a couple days hunting, and then I'm going to cut wood and lay in a bunch of wood. We're planning on coming up in the winter. We might be able to make it in one more time as well. I found the old trap trail. Looks like be a hell of a ride, but like I could probably make it in here in the side-by-side. Because this connects to another trail that's much more straightforward. All in, it'd be probably about an 18-kilometer ride though. But yeah, that's kind of awesome. There's this trail here. It doesn't look very well used at all. I blaze this tree, so I can tell that it's this way to my cabin. Fresh scrape right there. First sign I've seen. That's deer. Get all the way back to there. There's deer around here. I'm seeing a lot more open bush. Big valley here, looks awesome. Well, I sat here for, I don't know, not long, 15-20 minutes. Still hunted all the way into here. Pretty sure I kicked one up, which isn't ideal. I don't want them to be on to me. I want them to just wander past where my stand's going to be tonight. But I think it was worth it just to have a look at what's here, if anything, and find a couple nice spots. So the wind's going this way, so I was hunting into the wind, so not much of a point of me putting much effort into hunting if I'm walking this way. You know, maybe I'll see something down in the valley, I don't know. But I'm gonna head back to where I put my climber and hunt there for the rest of the evening. Probably should take me about an hour to get back. So here we go. Fresh poop, like today fresh. Right in there. Look, it's going this way. I'm gonna creep slowly back to my stand. It'd be too much if a deer was there while I was gone, but it's kind of looking like that might be the case. Down into the valley, I even see a big scrape down there. So this looks like some pretty fresh sign right below me. So this is one of the best spots I've hunted. Not the most sign, but nicest looking spots I've hunted this year. Last night of the hunt. Fingers crossed we can connect. Well, it's looking like we're gonna be eating beef because it's almost too dark to shoot. So bummed out, man. Put in so much time. Woke up at 7, which is sleeping in for me. Usually been waking up around 5:30. But you know, I don't need to be out there half hour before first light, so I'm gonna make some breakfast, and then I'm gonna basically do all the things I need to do to get this place prepped for winter. Right behind our cabin and through the bush for a ways, it's obviously been logging and or a fire, and it's all just new growth, spruce, really small, close beside each other. The forest reaching that part where the big poplar trees are starting to die, but it's all like very slim pickings for wood. So I have a friend that's got a property a good rip away from my cabin. So they said I could go and take some wood. I'm not going to take a whole ton, but enough for, you know, a couple days in the winter, and then we'll haul them in with the snowmobile when winter comes. Well, here's a good example of a good burning dry hardwood tree, or you know, whatever kind of wood it is that you can legally take off Crown land here in Ontario. You can take a standing dead for immediate use in a campfire, but if you're cutting a certain amount just to heat your cabin or your house or whatever, it has to be downed. So this is a good example of one that's leaning up a little bit. It's hardwood, which burns great, and you can see how the bark's starting to flake off. All the bark's been off for a long if all the bark's off and been off for a long time, it could be punky, but when it's just starting to flake off like that, you know it's nice and dry. Feel good about this. It's all really good wood too. Well, my family might be starving, but at least we'll be warm. My buddy Steve here, you might have seen him on my podcast. He's a local guy. He's going to show me a few spots. We're going to be looking for trout, and then I'm going to winter camp here for a couple nights. So big adventure coming right up. Well, about a 10-minute rip to this beautiful lake here. Steve has fished this lake before, so essentially what he's doing right now is he's just blasting a bunch of holes and checking the depth because he's looking for some structure.
Got a nice little piece of stinky salted minnow for you right there.
Nice. There we go. So when you get a bite, it pulls the front down, which disengages the rod, which is held essentially by this toggle. So it's basically like a primitive trap made with modern materials. Great little thing.
Grab him. Get it. He's right there, dude.
You got it. Yeah. You said there was big rainbows in here.
I told you, some of the biggest year-class
Nice,
rainbows. Thinking that's probably lunch.
Sweet, yeah.
Huh? Beautiful.
He's on.
Jim's on the jacker. Yeah, brother. You got him.
Good size.
Yeah, man. Do you want me to come in with you? I can come in and help you, man. Look at that thing. Whoa!
There's a fish.
Look at the Jimi Hendrix purple haze on that side, dude.
Look at that, and just with a live worm. There we go. We fishing the jaw jacker, and boom, we nailed another beauty rainbow. This is a male. You can see that kind of that curve there, kype there. But yeah, what a beauty, and good fight too. Came, saw, conquered, buddy.
Yes.
We pulled in 2 beauty rainbows, and then it kind of slowed down a bit. We're gonna try another spot, and Steve's gonna take off, and I'm gonna be on my own out here and you know, set up my my hot tent and cut some wood, and then I'll be off exploring this area tomorrow and hopefully getting on some more fish. So far so good, and I'm gonna have a nice meal tonight. I was able to ride the sled right up into this campsite here. And I'm gonna say goodbye to Steve and basically set up. There's a wicked wind coming in off the lake here. Starting to look like a house. Oh, 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 oh. So close, so close. Ah, oh, son of a... Why is that so much higher? Still got to cut all my wood, and it's definitely pitch black, but man, I'm hungry, so I'm looking forward to a good feed. Just waiting for that pan to heat up. I want the fish to sound psh when it gets on. Oh, it didn't sizzle. I've decided that this stove is going to take too long to cook my food because I'm hungry. Read up the process here, baby. Wow, rainbow trout. Fresh. Wow. And look at that with trout. You don't waste any of the fish. You cook it properly, it just completely falls off the bone. Good. Well, I think this is gonna about do it for me. I'm gonna finish up the steak and bust out my sleeping bag and snuggle up on my cot. Heavy on the animal proteins tonight. That seems very comfy. Morning!
Good boat. How you doing? How was your night?
Awesome. Well, Steve's here, we're heading out, and I'm going to attempt backing out my toboggan. Pretty bumpy getting in here, so we'll see how it goes.
Off the bottom because the tip's going to come back down. Don't forget, you got to do a foot more than you need to, than you think you need. Then it comes down, and there's a little catch here.
It's like setting a bushcraft trap.
Yeah, and then that goes in there, and that's your trigger.
And then that sets the hook.
Yeah, and
well, this thing's doing great for us.
It's the tension of the rod that sets the hook. It's not mechanical.
True.
So this becomes a legal apparatus.
here we go. Ah!
So he hit and missed, and I was resetting the jaw jacker and just re-dropping this jig, and he hit it on the way down. I had the line in my hands.
Look at the colors, eh?
Now we're into the specs.
All right, look at that beauty. I think we're gonna move on. We fished this spot for maybe 20 minutes, half an hour. No luck, so we're running and gunning. We're gonna try another spot on this lake and see if we can't connect. Hopefully it'll be out of the wind.
Nice.
Oh, got another one. Oh, my rod's frozen. Yeah!
Jim's on, and he's got a beautiful spec.
Okay, well, it was just jigging away about 7 feet deep with Williams micro spoon tipped with a little salted minnow tail. And maybe about 15 minutes in, bam, slam this, the third spot we've tried on this lake, and our second fish, and we lost one too. So yeah, good.
But that's a chunky monkey, man. That's lunch right there.
That is a nice eater for sure.
Beautiful. Look at that thing.
So I'm just gonna cruise around the corner, and we're gonna get a little fire going, have a nice little shore lunch. And Steve went over there to check that spot out, probably because he was jealous that he wasn't catching anything. I don't know. We're gonna put a couple set lines in, have a nice, delicious speckled trout lunch. Pretty awesome.
Nice. Good job, Jim. It's almost like you've done this before.
All right.
Got a better knife.
You want some fish?
Let's just get a bite, man, and just see where we're at. I'll pull some back. Oh, no, that's cooked, bro.
Oh yeah.
Just popping.
Oh my God, how is this good? I thought it was gonna be half burnt. Because we cooked it so fast, eh? Like we didn't.
Man, I got no complaints, Jim. I'd hire you as a chef.
Even this part that looks raw is phenomenal.
So good.
We're gonna eat them like a cob of corn. Chowing them.
All right, well, I'm gonna jump on the sled. We peel out of here, and hopefully it's not pitch black by the time I get back to camp.
I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, good.
Now, if we gun it now, and I gotta pull all those lines yet.
Right.
I'll start doing that. If you can break this,
Yeah, I can go. I can
put
yeah,
that fire out and such.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solid 45-minute ride from camp to the lake we fished. Tried a few spots, got on some speckles, had a shore lunch, and before you know it, the day was over. Our shore lunch was a late lunch because by the time we were finished it was getting dark, and it was pretty far. So you have to do some navigating. You have to know what trail to take and all that kind of stuff. But we made it back here just 1 second before it was pitch black, and I said goodbye to Steve. I ate that big trout not long ago. To be honest with you, I'm not that hungry, but tomorrow I got to break camp and head home. Gorgeous moonlit night out there. I just stepped out to split up some wood because some of these were too big, and super bright with the moon across the lake. You can see far, and the winds just died right down. Very beautiful. Stars are out, so maybe we'll get a clear day tomorrow. We'll see. Looking forward to it. Those are the pools. We are all loaded up. Man, that takes some time. Got a lot of gear, and we're gonna try to get on this lake and get a spot to camp and hopefully get set up before dark. You okay? Did you get hurt?
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, get back on, bud.
No, so you okay too? Yeah. You have to get out. Yeah.
It looks like a campsite there, bud. Should we go check it out? Okay, let's go check it out. Here, give me your hand. Should we get a hole going first? Good job, bud.
I found cranberries.
You did? Oh, good job. Those are, yeah. Very good, Huddy. Huddy's found cranberries already. So what do you...
Get out of my sight!
Whoa, that's scary.
Cat.
What do you think, Huddy? Should we set our tent up here or what?
No! I said not!
But the question is, can I bomb my snowmobile up this hill? That was awesome!
I did a jump!
I did a jump!
Do it again! Do it again!
Why don't you tell the camera what just happened?
We just landed on the bump, but we fall down.
Oh.
But we got back up. And we got the snowmobile up here right now in 2 minutes.
Yeah, what do you think, honey? Should we get the tent set up or should we put down a couple fishing holes?
Let's get this set. How about we get down a couple fishing holes?
Right here? Check this out. Ready? Let's scoop it so it makes a little spot for this to sit. Yeah, so I just loop the line over it like that. And I put this over the stick. Put this right in here. Orange hot chocolate. Taste it.
That's good.
Isn't it? That's good.
So yummy.
Oh no, I forgot something, honey. So I forgot all the connecting pieces that go with the poles. So with this tent, there's a bunch of poles and then there's a whole bunch of mandatory pieces to put them all together. It's a wall tent. I guess I could just put it up with poles from the forest, Huddy, like we did last time. Why don't we do that?
Look you, Dad.
Okay, hold on a sec, Huddy.
Here, Daddy.
Good job. You can go get a couple more if you want.
Why?
We're gonna need a lot of these. Worked out pretty good. I had to use the straps from the sled there to tie it up because I didn't have enough parachute cord. But I made it work. Pretty sturdy. Here. That's right. That's right. Bring some more, bud. There you go. Just bring 2. That's good enough.
No, I bring all these ones.
Oh, good. Guess what I have for you, bud? Chocolate bar.
Why you break that?
Because that's what you're supposed to do. It's called a Kit Kat bar. It's for you. For these awesome little guy. surprised us.
Cheers.
Cheers. What happened to your headlamp?
I choked it off.
No. We managed to find a decent campsite. First spot I went to look at was a bust.
But we didn't have a bad day.
We didn't have a bad day at all. Bit of a blunder when we forgot the tent connection things, but we made do. Seems to be working.
Dad, I can show you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Pretty one.
Morning, bud.
Good morning, Dad.
How you doing? Did you take a lot of sleep last night?
Yeah.
Good. You want some eggy wags?
I suppose I can drink a little hot chocolate.
You want a little hot chocolate this morning? Would you like a bagel, buddy?
Yeah. Now do coffee. Okay. Yeah. Now you worry. We have to come down.
While Huddy's sleeping over there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the smart jig. It's an auto jigging mechanism that affixes to your rod. I'm going to set this up, and hopefully when Huddy wakes up there'll be a fish on the line. We'll see. Gotta get a minnow on this still. Well, Huddy woke up, and I got that little auto jigging device working, but it's my first time using it, so I don't know, maybe there's some setting because it was only jigging and then it would stop for a long time and go again. Huddy's over there playing. I got another line set up over here. So we're gonna give this another shot. I haven't given it a real shot. I'm gonna give it another 20 minutes here. And we're gonna find another spot where I can put in some set lines and maybe get a little fire going and cook some hot dogs.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah?
I don't want to fish in this spot.
You wanna go to a new spot?
I don't want to fish in this spot. I want to fish in your spot.
Oh, okay. Wanna go start a fire and eat some hot dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Would you like some hot chocolate? I just had a little sip to make sure it's not too hot. It's perfect.
Like this. And like that.
Yeah, and then twist it.
Wow, that's a good way to do that.
That's right.
We'll set a fire here and just eat a couple hot dogs, marshmallow hot dogs.
Marshmallow hot dog, because we cooked them on the stick, right?
Yeah.
I like that. I'm gonna start calling it marshmallow hot dogs. How was the fishing?
A little great.
It was good, but we didn't catch
A
anything.
5.
Yeah. This is a nice spot. I'm glad we came back to the tent.
That's fun.
You can do the rest.
Nothing wrong with the camera?
No, just ice is all over it, that's all. Not all the way, but right there. Okay, we're back.
Come on, Bud.
Very snowy day. So far it's been pretty good. I haven't managed to catch any fish, but I mean that's not the sole purpose of this adventure. We explored the lake a bit, beautiful islands and bays and little channels. Fished for a while, bombed back here and cooked up some hot dogs over an outdoor bonfire. And then we put some set lines in here. So I got 2 sticks with minnows on them. And I'm gonna just do a little bit of jigging basically until dark. I gotta bomb the snowmobile up the hill again. Well, Huddy and I have put in a valiant effort today fishing. And there's an area of fish on the ice for old Huddy and Jim.
Your face is black.
That's
There we go. Why are you looking at? Why are you getting it wet?
well, the wind has started to howl outside.
Why?
So we might be running into some storms. Hopefully this freaking thing is rigged up solidly.
But it can't take the horn down because the tree is helping us hold it up.
I think so. I think it's a pretty solid rig, bud.
Try a little.
Maybe. Anyways, yeah, in the tent, got the fire going. We got all our clothes pulled off and hung up to dry. It is ripping hot in here right now. And I'm just gonna make Huddy some spaghetti. Unfortunately, we couldn't eat fish. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I guess I have spaghetti, soup, grilled cheese, or a hot dog.
Dad!
Here you go, bud. 1 pescetti for Hudson.
Ta-da!
Nice work, bud. How's that? Cooking? You're a pescetti? Are you a monster that I'm cooking up?
No, I'm biscotti.
You're a pescetti? Let me just take a little jerk. Ah, perfectly al dente. An al dente little pescetti. Okay, can Daddy finish eating his spaghetti?
Pop! You born the biscotti.
Daddy, did you dump apple juice in my pescetti?
No, I didn't.
Did it. We actually had great conditions. January, apparently there's just a ton of slush out there and we were prepared for the worst, but we made it out to our camp and It's good to see the cabin.
Dad, what are you doing?
We're shoveling the walk so we can bring all our stuff inside more easily.
Another one.
Well, we made it, and it was shockingly easy. We managed to bring all our gear out in one shot and got the fire going, got things shoveled up just before dark.
Dad, you forgot to give me more hot chocolate.
The good thing about it with these kind of conditions on the lake, we can almost go anywhere. And so we're going to be kind of exploring the lake, doing some ice fishing, doing some snowshoeing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you've had too much hot chocolate, bud.
I like to eat everything, guys. Hey, guys, what could I do? Break this spoon?
It is the morning of our first day here at our cabin. I had to dig out the firewood pile that I laid in the fall in November when I was here solo. We hauled in a good amount of drinking water, but water for dishes and coffee that we boil and stuff like that. I just augered a hole through the lake, scooped it out with a pot into a bucket and brought it inside. We want to get into a lake where apparently there's some really big speckled trout. It should be a fun day of adventure. Made it in the lake that we were trying to get to, and I just got caught up in some really bad slush. Couldn't make it out, almost made it out, no luck, got stuck. So now I got to get unstuck. So fortunately I brought a farm jack. I disconnected my toboggan. Also I'm close enough to shore that I can go get a bunch of sticks, shove it under there. I'm gonna peel that out. But yeah, this is gonna take a bit of time. Not what I had planned today.
For you?
Well, fairly interesting chain of events today. We found our way into the lake without any major incident, but I got rammed in some slush. Of course, what looks like the best spot in the lake to fish is like stupidly deep slush and snow. But you know what? We've never been in here before. We didn't know what the trail was going to be like. Now we know, this is a spot where if we actually want to go and have time to fish, we're gonna have to take off a little bit earlier, especially when we have the kids. But definitely wasn't a boring day, I'll give it that. And beautiful out here, not too cold, so can't complain.
Where's North Bay, Daddy?
North Bay would be straight to the east, roughly about a 2-hour drive, and then you're gonna want to head across through Sudbury, across the north side of Lake Nipissing, and then south, and you'll be there.
Okay.
Right on. Well, that's about it. Beautiful evening. Little wind died off and the sun came out, so no luck with the fishing. We just tried this one spot, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised. I've heard pretty good things about this lake, and right now we're gonna ride on out of here and head back to the cabin, cook up something to eat. Having my morning coffee here, and I gotta take off and I gotta ride all the way back down to the boat launch, about 20k, to pick up a large load of wood today. I'm taking the Scandic, I'm taking the empty toboggan, bringing in 2 face cords, but that should give us enough wood for sure for the rest of our stay here. Yeah, then when we get back we might go ice fishing just out in front we might go snowshoeing. I don't know. Well, I made it to the launch. Ripped here. Freezing rain is continuing. Now the question is, am I going to be able to fit 2 face cords in my Yukon expedition sled? This is the Responder and 10 feet long. Really high walls, and it actually kind of opens up a bit so you can stuff a lot of stuff in it because it flexes. Yeah, thanks for the help, guys. Appreciate it. Tori's going to unload this last big toboggan full of wood, and I'm going to go out fishing and probably take Huddy and or Wes. We'll see. These are my little fish finder here. Nothing super fancy, but gives me a good read on the depth. And I can also see my lure jigging with it, so makes me feel warm and cozy that my lure is at a good depth. But pretty slow, no action. What about you, Huddy? Any bites?
No.
No, nothing, eh? Have you been jigging or?
No.
No, okay. But you got your eye on these other rods with the minnows on them, eh?
Yeah.
Did you drop this?
No, yeah, I did.
Oh, you got one! You got one! Yeah, but it's big. It's big, Huddy.
Yeah, is it a lake trout?
Yeah, I think so.
It is so cool.
Oh, it's a good size. It's pretty deep.
Bring it up! Bring it up!
Yeah! Woo, Huddy! That was you, bud.
Yeah, I told you.
You noticed it and you told me and you held the rod. Yeah! Woo!
Maybe we can eat it.
Yeah, let's eat it. This is the first lake trout we've caught on our own lake.
Yeah!
And it's a beauty.
Yeah!
Woo!
Let's go show this fish to Mommy.
Is this good? Do you want to fish, Wes? Here.
Dad, open your tummy.
Oh, minnows. Look.
Wow, Huddy, good job.
Well, they got on all these wonderful hikes.
Well, good morning. Things have changed dramatically overnight. It is very much winter. We're sitting at minus 13 Celsius, probably minus 20 with the wind chill. The dripping off of the roof all turned into long icicles. I just packed the wood stove. It's slowly starting to warm up in here. Today, I want to take Tori and the kids to the trap trail back in the bush here. The canyon back there, the little lake back there, and that kind of stuff too. So I think that would be pretty special. And then, you know, in the evening, if I make it back from the hike in time, I'll probably head out and see if I can't catch another lake trout. Hudson wasn't in the snowshoeing mood today. We got going too late, and he decided he wanted to take a nap, which he did after a little whining, and he's curled up on the toboggan. And we've made it to this lake that we can get to on foot on the trapline trail. We didn't bring anything to fish because we don't have time, but we're almost there, which is pretty cool. So I'm really excited to show this to Tori that we have a little backcountry lake we can just walk to from our cabin. There might be trout in it, there might not. I can't find any info on it, but it's a beautiful little lake. We're about to check it out. Well, what do you think? Is this a cool little trek?
Yeah, it's so cool that we can walk right from our cabin to get here. So beautiful.
The question is it a trout lake? I guess I got some ice in my auger here, and when I went to pull it, it just broke. The piece of plastic broke. Well, basically I have to manually make these holes because with the thaw yesterday, water got into every nook and cranny and then froze solid. I did it. Right, honey.
Yeah, Daddy made it.
Yeah, I think that plastic piece in the auger throttle snapped, but it looks like if I can get in there and thaw it out, I could probably fix it.
Dad, you have to learn to seal.
Okay, buddy.
Not take it away
Oh.
from you.
Oh.
You got one?
Here's one. Got one.
Get it up.
That
If you
reel
like-
is broken.
What?
That reel is broken.
What is it?
Got it.
Is it a lake trail key?
I think so.
Yeah, it is. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a ling. A ling cod. A different kind of fish, Huddy. Look. It's a ling. It's not a lake trout. Cool. I've never eaten one of these before. Should we try it?
Yeah.
Apparently they're really yummy.
Yeah.
Caught a ling. My first ling. I've never caught one before, bud. Look at that. At the 11th hour, auger broken and everything. Caught my first burbot. Woo! They're called ling cod sometimes. I don't think they're part ling or cod.
Dad.
But I guess it was getting late. We were gonna think about packing in, thinking we got skunked, and bam! Slam a big burbot. I mean, not huge, but that's the first burbot I've ever caught. And I mean, some people rave about them as being great eating. I've never caught one, I've never eaten one before. So I guess we're gonna try our first burbot. Up on the burbot. Well, here we go. This is my portion of burbot. Huddy's gonna miss out on the burbot, so he might be devastated. But we saved some lake trout for him, so hopefully he'll pull through. Really good. Good texture. Different, eh, Tori? We are about to head out. Sunny day today, but wicked minus 33. And we decided to just wait for it to warm up just a little bit and just kind of not rush. So we're excited to get out there. We're going to try to put some miles behind us today and ride all the way up to around the Attawapiskat River. We were just looking at the map with Buck where you can see photos, satellite photos of James Bay, just to get an idea for where the open water is going to be. Wherever there's open water is where you might see polar bears on the ice floe, on the pans of ice, seal hunting, and that's just something that we're going to take a look at to make sure, you know, we're not going to be camping in a polar bear infested area. But this expedition is jumping off. Here we go. So we finished our big crossing and there's some islands marked there, so we tried to cut to the inside, but it's just cattails, and I didn't realize that there's like a solid like meter plus of snow underneath this hard packed surface. So Buck went in, things got a little interesting. Got it out. All right, well, we are at camp. Put in about a half day today, which was pretty much as planned. Cold day, beautiful sunny, but good cold wind across James Bay, reminding us that we're on the Arctic Ocean here. So far, so good, and we haven't been eaten by a polar bear yet. We're stepping up the winter camping food game. Just reheated them right in the vacuum sealer bag in water. Oh, they're stone cold. Probably could use a little more heat. Well, that was pretty cool. Buck and I just ate a bit of a feast there and started getting ready to turn in for the night. And I stepped outside, and sure enough, there was an Arctic fox I saw out of the corner of my eye. So I jumped back in and grabbed the camera, and it was just kind of milling around, looking, I guess, for food. It seemed kind of curious, kind of friendly almost. And then I think it decided that it wasn't, that there's nothing here for it, so it trotted off into the abyss of James Bay. So all in, yeah, great day today. Bedtime, and hopefully we don't get any visits by polar bears tonight. It is the morning of our second day here. My inReach says it's minus 25, but it's a cold one. Today, we're hoping we can make it to Attawapiskat, but if the really icy conditions continue on the bay here, we're not going to be able to make a very good time, so we'll see. The mouth of the Albany River, and it's really tough going here. Just super hard packed drifts, tough on the machines, tough on our gear and the toboggans, and we're just gonna head out onto the bay a little further and see if we can pick up some better travel conditions, because we can only go like 25 kilometers an hour through this. Well, we pulled over, we're heading up a river. Then we found this old camp, so we hiked up a steep hill and found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 old buildings. They're all the same color. They're built like the old Hudson Bay Company style. Clearly no one has been here for a while, but it looks like something fairly substantial went on here. You think it's just like a family's hunt camp though? Big family. Yeah. Wow, look at that. No stove though, eh?
We put our stove right through here, right through there.
Yeah. Yeah.
My lunch break today. I have some dried mangoes and this hunk of homemade pemmican, which is rendered animal fat, dried pulverized red meat, and dried pulverized berries. In this case, I think raspberries. Lots of energy.
Well, here we are in Attawapiskat. This little community is on our route, and we made a little pit stop at the northern store here. Pretty short, just kind of moving through town, and we're heading back out on the Attawapiskat River, back to James Bay and going north. We don't know if we're going to get to our new endpoint this evening, but should put a few more miles on today and probably get there tomorrow, depending on the travel conditions on the bay. So here we go. So Buck and I were following for some tracks for a bit. We are headed for a cabin and just a remote camp that we've been told we can use, but looks like the tracks we were following led to this cool little tent frame, and it's covered in a tarp right now, but you just put canvas over that and it's almost just as good as a cabin. Beautiful location, eh?
Is it ever?
Yeah, to be that close to the water and have trees all around.
Yeah.
We're just digging out and figuring out which one we're going to stay in. These two have wood stoves, so yeah, bit of a ride, but we got here with plenty of daylight. This is going to be awesome.
That's the one, baby!
Well, this is going to be home for probably a couple nights, eh, Buck?
Yeah, sure.
We decided to make this the end point of our trip with the beating our machines are taking. So we're basically gonna stay here and explore the Swan River and do a little fishing and some bird hunting in the area. But we've got some good firewood here, and it's gonna be a cozy place, and we don't have to set up the tent, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have just cooked up a delicious meal here. We got the wood stove rocking in here, and it's quite warm, and it's kind of cool. This is like a legitimate Cree goose hunt camp. Good morning. We got some interesting news this morning. First of all, the challenge that we were facing was the hard-packed, icy and snowy conditions on the ride here that forced us to go really slow because they're extremely, extremely bumpy. And without snow kicking up into your track of the snowmobile to lubricate the sliders get worn down. And they're the little black plastic things that lie between the frame of your track and the bottom of the track itself. Well, when there's no snow getting kicked up into your track because everything's ice, those wear down, and our sliders have taken a beating. They're really worn down. We decided that the best thing to do at this point would be to get a pickup, and that means somebody could drive on the winter road from Moosonee to Attawapiskat and pick us up. However, the news we got this morning is that the winter road is gone to poop. Is not the term that we received in the inReach, but you can use your imagination. So that basically means we're gonna have to come up with another idea. The other option we have is to ride a significantly larger amount of distance on the power lines, but a lot of the trail might not be broken, so you're looking at very deep snow, which means you're going to be burning a lot more gas. And also the power line crosses rivers, and where that power line crosses the river, there's a deep bank to the river and then a steep bank going up that you cannot drive up, and often there are times there's trees on it. But you know what, anybody that knows how these things go on these trips knows that like that's just a reality. And regardless of all that, it's just been a freaking amazing trip. We will see what the future holds. A little pang of fear is in me, you know, and like feels like, yeah, okay, got an adventure in front of us here still. So we had to pack up in a hurry when we realized we didn't have an exit point at Attawapiskat. But there is Fort Albany, which is a ride in on the Albany River from the bay, where Winter Road goes to, you know, the same road from Moosonee. So we might be able to make it and get a pickup from Fort Albany if our sliders are still good. I can't imagine conditions on the bay would be any better, but anyways, yeah, so we got packed up in a hurry and we're just about to peel out of this camp. Really awesome experience getting to stay here, and just really special place. So thanks everybody, and we're out of here. Well, Buck and I rode all day. It's about 7 o'clock, and we're just on a big island in between Saskatchewan and Fort Albany. It just dumped snow last night, howling wind. I couldn't sleep, and the tent was like shaking. We might be able to travel on the bay now because of this dumping of snow. And that might make it not so hard packed and not so tough on the machines and all that kind of stuff. However, it's so windy, all that snow might have blown off the bay. Overall, it might make our situation better. So I'm not going to film doing my oatmeal this morning. I know, unsubscribe, right everyone? Think we're going to make it today, Buck?
I think so, yeah. Lots of snow, that's what we need.
There it is, folks, Moosonee. We just pulled up onto the Moose River and we see town in front of us. So I think it's safe to say we did it. Well, here we are back in Moosonee, Ontario, just at James Bay Adventures Garage. and we finished the trip despite a couple unknowns. The snow allowed us to travel faster despite the blizzard conditions, and we had a long ride to get back here today. Despite these things not really working out the way that we thought they would, it was just an unbelievable trip, and I think that's just something that you got to keep in mind when you're going to go traveling out on the land like this, is you have to be flexible, you have to be able to change your plans. I think you're going to see me back here in this area next winter. Anyways, amazing trip. It was really good to hang out with Buck. He jumped in and did a lot of the heavy lifting with my shoulder being blown out, which hopefully is going to be better. Still sore, but much better than it was a couple weeks ago. So hopefully it means I can head off and do the big trips I have coming up in the future. But yeah, amazing journey and definitely an experience I'm going to take with me for the rest of my life.